Gary Logan.
Good evening, fight fans, and a warm welcome to Sky Sports Boxing on Saturday Fight Night live on Sky Sports HD. You now join us for our chief supporting contest. Please welcome firstly to the ring from Liverpool, David Price.
Here's the big man from Liverpool, David Price. Bronze medalist in the Beijing Olympics, a former Commonwealth gold medalist, and as a professional now forging his way. And on paper anyway, this is a step up in class tonight against a big South African opponent. David Price has not done too much wrong so far. He's beaten everything that's been put in front of him, and he's done it fairly comfortably. And when I was speaking to him at the weigh-in yesterday, he seemed relaxed, confident, and he looks in terrific shape.
Yeah, he's a tremendous prospect. He was a terrific amateur, so you have to expect he's going to retain a lot of that amateur style into the pro career. So he has to develop, but he's not going to develop at the level he's been boxing at. They have to step him up, and that's what they're trying to do tonight.
This is a heavyweight contest of 10 3-minute rounds. It is also an eliminator for the Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. Introducing to you firstly in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with silver and red trim. He comes from South Africa and weighs in at 21 stone, 5 pounds and 8 ounces. He enters the ring with 18 wins, 13 of those wins coming by way of knockout against only 6 defeats and a single draw. Please welcome Osborne, Big Daddy, Machimana. And his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim. He fights out of Liverpool and weighs in at 17 stone, 7 pounds and 7 ounces. As an amateur, he was a 3-time ABA Super Heavyweight Champion, a 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games gold medalist, and for Great Britain in 2008 in the Beijing Olympic Games, he came home with a bronze medal. As a professional, he enters the ring with 8 wins. 6 of those wins come by way of big KO. Please welcome David Price. The timekeeper is Peter McCann, referee at the belt from Twickenham is Marcus McDonald. This is 10 3-minute rounds.
Osborne. Right guys, I spoke to you both in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Act like professors at all times, obey my instructions. Any questions? Let's go to work.
Osborne Machimana has the ring nickname Big Daddy. He's certainly a big lad. And David Price, he's giving away weight, but he's significantly the taller man, more than 4 inches in height, big reach advantage. So you can reckon that he'll be looking to utilise that. Machimana could be dangerous early though. He has got a reputation of somebody who can bang given the opportunity.
Yeah, but he has the experience that Price doesn't have, so I think it'll be good sense for Price just to keep him at long range, keep him on the end of that excellent left jab that he has, and just find out what he has left. He's come in a little bit heavier than he has been recently, Machimana, but that doesn't mean he's not in good shape, so just work this one out.
Well, despite carrying a little bit around the midriff, if he can throw some heavy punches, then you never know. Price, who incidentally is due for a sparring engagement with Vitaly Klitschko before his fight against the Cuban Odlanier Solis, that coming up next month. And the idea, as he spars with Solis, that he's a very similar stature to Klitschko. He's a very, very big man, Price. And I'm sure he'll, a very keen Liverpool fan, he'll be thinking a little bit about that rather interesting engagement with Chelsea tomorrow.
Well, it might be an idea to take note of the Klitschkos, because being so tall, obviously he's always going to be carrying his head high, so he's going to have to learn to step in and out of range, use his feet as he moves up in levels. So I would tell everybody to model themselves on either of the Klitschkos, but with his size it might be a good idea.
Well, 90 seconds gone and nothing of note being thrown by the South African heavyweight champion so far. They were taping up his boot before the fight started. Had a few last-minute adjustments from his veteran trainer, Kosi Visa, who looks after him at his gym in the outskirts of Johannesburg. And this is not shaping up to be the best performance at the moment. You want to see a little bit more from the big man from South Africa.
No, as you say, I mean, that wasn't even a full-bodied shot.
Well, there's some boos around the arena, and you can understand it. Marcus McDonald having a look at it. He looks as though he's got an appetite for quite a few things, but whether he's got an appetite for a fight, well, Price may well be about to finish it right now. Ah, that's a better shot. First, well, vaguely telling attempt at a punch from Machimana.
Well, if he's brought with him the pride that we expect a fighter to possess throughout his career, then he's going to have to put up a better show than he's done so far. It's early days. I wasn't on his case, but I mean, he just decided to go on the floor. This is good stuff from Price.
Well, Price is doing what he has to do, beat the man in front of him, and it's an impressive opening round. Machimana has got power, we know that. He ended the career of the former WBO heavyweight champion Corey Sanders, although Sanders was over 40 years old at the time. Well, that's a big round for Price. Got to go down on the scorecard of Marcus McDonald, I would imagine, as a 10-8.
Yep. It's got to be a 10-8. Not quite sure why Machimana found the need to go on the floor. He looked more in discomfort. I don't know if maybe something landed across his eye or something. There's a body shot, and there the punch round about the eye. I wonder maybe if the side of the glove went into his eye. The body shot didn't look hard enough, and you can see him rubbing his eye. But I mean, a fighter should not be looking to go on the floor simply because a little bit of stinging in the eyes. So we'll have to worry about his ambition. Didn't show an awful lot in the opening round. Price did what he should have done, had a good look at him, kept him on the end of the jab. But hopefully Machimana has come with a bit of ambition.
Well, you'd like to see a little bit more in the second round than he produced in the first. This an eliminator for the Commonwealth title. Current Commonwealth champion is Derek Chisora, who of course is due for his big engagement in April against Vladimir Klitschko, the younger of the two heavyweight champion brothers. Well, it looks as though he clearly has been, there's something got into that right eye, because the right eye of Machimana is extremely bloodshot. Something unquestionably did get into his eye, Jim. It's a good spot.
Yeah, but it could have been maybe the cuff of the glove or whatever, but he didn't cope with it too well, a man of his experience. I'd like to see him try to come forward a little bit more. A lovely right hand. Price is picking them nicely.
Machimana, a veteran of 25 professional fights. He's been a pro since 2000. South African champion since 2005. Went the distance 4 years ago with Albert Sosnowski, who people will remember is another fighter who challenged for the Klitschkos for the world title, fought Vitali last year.
Well, I like the way Price is digging that right hand and he's stepping right in with it. If I was looking after Price, I would have him with a real solid left jab. He's 6'8". I would have him snapping that out like a weapon, not a rangefinder. I think at the moment he's looking to just measure with it and get the right hand home for the power. But I would have a real solid heavyweight jab.
The best one we've produced, of course, in this country probably ever was Lennox Lewis. Frank Bruno as well. Both had ramrod left-hand leads, didn't they?
Yep, you want it to be a weapon as opposed just to be a rangefinder. He's doing well, boxing well. But still, we need a bit more ambition from Machimana.
He won his last fight last March, beat one Bully Mariah, defending the South African title, but he's only fought twice in a couple of years, and it's worth pointing out that he's 30 stones heavier than when he had that fight. 30 pounds, I beg your pardon, 30 pounds, 30 stones heavier. That would have been an increase, 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, well, he certainly doesn't look in the best of shape. At least now he's trying to claim the centre of the ring, try to back press up a little bit more. So maybe he's a fighter who takes a little bit of time to warm to the task. And keep in mind we have 10 rounds here.
I remember he fought Mark Potter a few years ago, who was a good British fighter. It only went 3 rounds. Potter won it, but he twice had to get off the canvas.
But he's just kind of toying with his punches at the moment. I don't know if he thinks he can draw Price onto something, but nice, sharp punching again from Price.
Machimana in his corner, being spoken to by his veteran trainer, Kosi Visa. And well, you can see he's already blowing heavily after just 2 rounds. Scheduled to go 10 this one. And look at that stat. He's landed just 1 as opposed to Price's 25.
Well, his corner are asking for more from him, so maybe they reckon he's capable of more than he's shown. We can only hope so.
Remember a few in years gone by who came in against rising heavyweights, against Frank Bruno, against Herbie Hyde. There were some pretty substandard opponents who came in. Let's hope that Machimana is not going to add to that list, and let's hope that he can actually start to throw a little bit to actually make a fight of this against Price, because at the moment it is completely one-way traffic.
I mean, Price is controlling them perfectly, you know, just a little half step if it ever looks like Machimana's about to do anything. He's toying with the jab. But the Price doing all the right things, concentration's good, taking full respect there. Left hook from Machimana at last.
That'll be the second punch he's landed. Price has been over in Los Angeles doing a little bit of training with Tommy Brooks, getting a bit of the American experience. Tommy Brooks, who was associated with Mike Tyson in the comeback years, and with Evander Holyfield as well, so he's got plenty of experience and knowledge to impart.
Yep, that's a trip that'll do him no harm whatsoever. But the problem you have in this country is getting decent sparring for your heavyweight boxers. I mean, the division is quite lively at the moment, but throughout the history of heavyweight boxing, it's always difficult to get quality sparring.
We've got some good young heavyweights, haven't we? Oh, that's a good right hand. Well, he held himself up, and he's getting a count. He's not touched down, though.
Well, the referee's entitled to count if he reckons that the ropes, you know, stopped it from being a knockdown. So he grabbed hold of the ropes, and the referee started counting right away. He did the right thing.
Now Price is starting to open up. Is he going to provide the finishing burst, which is going to end this fight? Just taking a step back, doesn't want to punch himself out. And there's the left hand from Machimana. He can't afford to get himself tagged as he gets inside and starts to unload. He doesn't want to get wild.
Well, it's looking as though Machimana has to be forced into a fight before he'll have one. He'll let go a couple of decent punches there. So Price just wants to be a little bit mindful. But he knows there's the power to hurt him. On the floor for the second. Well, he wasn't quite on the floor, but it was a knockdown. But it was a good punch that caused that.
The left hook is the one punch of note which Machimana appears to have. And it's been taken out of him with a body shot followed by a head shot. And I'm not sure how much Machimana is going to want to continue here. And put a bit of a strain on the ropes. And the referee says that's it. It's all over. And David Price has done nothing wrong, but in all honesty, it was a pretty facile victory.
No, you have to feel sorry for Price because he's not going to get an awful lot of credit with that. He did everything right. You can't fault what he did. But right from the off, it looked as though Machimana was just here to pick up a paycheck. I mean, he's actually sitting in the corner smiling at the moment, quite happy. He's been here, got the job done without being hurt too often. Pick up his money and get out of here. He's looking delighted sitting in the corner.
You'd think, Jim, that he'll learn more, though, from going in and sparring with Adlania Solis than he has done in that fight tonight.
Yeah, and that's probably the story of his career so far. I mean, you have to be stretched, you have to be in with opponents who can pose you some problems, and I mean, even that, it looked a decent shot, but let's face it, it shouldn't really put a half-decent heavyweight in trouble. The finishing punch was good, the body shot was good. I mean, that was just a jolting little shot. To his credit, he got himself back into things again. But as I say, delighted to get himself out of there. Body shot, and then the The right hand had just glanced off the chin, and you could see from that point it was all over. He did manage to get up, again to his credit, but Marcus McDonald had seen enough, and I tend to agree with that.
There are some interesting British fighters, aren't there, out there? People like John McDermott, like Michael Sprott maybe, like Tyson Fury, like Derek Chisora, who's got his world title shots. These are all big names, big fighters waiting for David Price at some stage in the future. Tonight, against a very big man, an easy victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 2 minutes and 53 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated from Liverpool, David Price.
9 straight win then for David Price. We'll be talking to him in a couple of minutes' time. And our main event is on the way. He arrived late, but he's getting in the zone right now. Jason Booth, British champion, taking on Commonwealth champion Jamie Arthur. Booth coming back after a failed world title shot, but he did himself proud, but came up short against Canadian southpaw Steve Molitor. Okay, let's head ringside right now. David Price talking to Adam Smith.
David Price, 9 out of 9 so far, the perfect professional record, and the best name, I guess, on the slate, but was fairly easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, all I wanted to do was stick to my own game plan. We hadn't seen much of him, we'd read about him, seen his results, we knew he could be, dangerous. But we just concentrated on what I'm good at, which was, dominating the centre of the ring. Maybe let him take the centre a few times, but work the jab, and everything would come off it. That was the tactics me and Franny employed, and it paid off.
You're getting around the world, you've been to Los Angeles, done a bit of work with Tommy Brooks. You're going to do some sparring with Lania Solis, who's fighting Vitaly Klitschko. I think John Rawling was asking you, will you learn more in that than you did in there?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I'll learn more in the sparring with Solis than I will with anyone outside the top 10 of the world in the ring, I think. Top 15, at least. He's an Olympic champion, similar level, a bit higher than what I was in amateur, but it's all about levels, and I'm at that level, and I'll be able to compete with him, and I'll help him, and I'm sure I'll come away with it more.
David, you're a sparkling amateur. Is it time to get some of these professional fights, though, going? You've got the likes of Tyson Fury, obviously Derek Chisora, Larry Olubamiwo, so many, Martin Rogan. Who do you want?
I'll fight any of them, any time. Anyone who Frank puts in front of me, I'll get in there 100% fit, strong and ready to win the fight, because I believe I'm the best in Britain at the minute.
Time for a step up with David Price on what you've seen here tonight.
We are stepping him up. We offered this fight to any fight in the British heavyweight. No British heavyweight took the offer up, and we will still fight any British heavyweight. If the board want to nominate him to fight Tyson Fury, if that's the only way we can make that fight and he goes out the purse bids, we're ready for that fight. This guy is the best heavyweight in this country and probably the best in Europe, and will be the best in the world within the next 18 months. He is a masterpiece in the making there. You can see what he's doing. He works from a jab, he works from a game plan, he can carry that out. It's a similar project that we worked with Lennox Lewis. The same tactics, slowly building step by step. But he is now ready for any heavyweight in Britain.
He's got the talent. Let's hope we get the matches too. Well done, David.